Okay. So today let's see how to create an EC2 instance. So just we can see an EC2 instance. At the same time, we will see how to create a load balancer and how to auto scale it. So these three things we will see here for today, as based on your previous requests on how to do it. So my screen is visible, right? Yeah. So once you have logged into your system, logged into AWS account, go to services. In services, you see EC2 instance. Just click on it. Here you can see a launch instance. Click on this. To create an instance, you need to name it. So let it be, say, for example, server 1. I name this as server 1 because we are going to use load balancer and see how load balancer distributes, how it connects server 1 and server 2 in a ring fashion. So that's what we will see here. I'm just giving the name as server 1. I'm using an Ubuntu, which is a free tier eligibility there. So it is a free tier 62 micro, 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM is a free instance. I'm taking that. You can create a new key pair so that you can connect with here. So I'll give it as server 1. Create a new key pair. So this is used to connect the server with your SSH key. So that is where. Here I am allowing only HTTP so that I will install a web server and show you how it switches from server 1 to server 2. So that is that. It's a 8 GB storage. Okay. I just give launch instance. So this is one instance. Meanwhile, while this instance is getting created, let's create one more EC2 instance also. So let's create one more instance. I go to EC2. I go to launch instance. Here I will name it as server 2. No change. I am using Ubuntu. Here T2 micro. Key pair, I want to use the existing key pair which I downloaded. That is nothing but server 1. I'll use the same key pair for this also. Then I say I will be using HTTP. 8 GB of storage, that's okay. Launch instance. So now we have created two instances, server 1 and server 2. So now we will install Apache web server in each of this and we will display it in port 80 showing as server 1 and server 2 so that we can differentiate between that server 1 and server 2. So let's go to EC2 now. Instances. So server 1 is ready. So I'll just click on this, go to connect. So Ubuntu, just give connect. So I'm updating this. So sudo su apt-get update. So now the server is getting updated. Now I will install Apache 2 also. apt-get update Apache 2. and get install, sorry, not update, it's install Apache 2. Yes. So now it is trying to install Apache 2 and it is ready now. So just I will copy this IP and paste in my browser. You can see that Apache 2 is running. So I'll just to differentiate it, I'll name it something else. So I'll go to cd/var www html. So this is the file. I move this file from index.html to index1.html. I'm just moving this file and I'm creating a new file called vim index.html, and in this I will give it as server 1. Maybe I'll use h1 server 1. So escape :wq, save it. Coming back, I refresh here. I see there is a server 1 is created. So this is server 1. Now I will create one more. We have already created one more instance, right? I'll go to that instance. That is nothing but server 2. Connect. Ubuntu user connect. So I give sudo su. Next apt-get update. I am updating my OS. Sorry, sudo su apt-get update. So now it is updating my OS. The next thing I need to do is install Apache web server. So I'll give it as apt-get install Apache 2. Yes, I want to install. Yeah, it is ready now. I go to the same place, cd/var www html. I see the file is here. I move this file to a new file. I'm creating a new file vim index.html. So here I will give it as h1 server 2. I'm saving it, coming out. So now when you see this IP, I just copy this, pasting here. So you can see we have created two servers and two instances. One is server 1 and another one is server 2. So this is there. Now on top of this we are going to use load balancer. Yeah. So we have created server 1 and server 2. Now your question was how to create a load balancer and distribute the connections for server 1 and server 2, right? So go to connections. That is nothing but EC2 instance. When you scroll down, you will find something called load balancer. Click this. Go to create load balancer. Here you can create in different ways. One is HTTPS, which is the base load balancer. Then you can go for TCP, UDP, TLS, which is a large scale networking when you're doing it, and you can use it, which is much faster and thing. So for our case, we will stick with HTTP. I'm just giving this create. So what is the load balancer name? Maybe I will give it as server, maybe S1, S2 load balancer. S1, S2 is load balancer. Is it internet facing? Yes. So network mapping. I want to create a new network also I can give. So here I will choose the places where it needs to run. So it can run in all the places. So I'm just giving for all the regions. Let it be able to run in all regions. All regions means this is the region where we want the server to set up. So here we are using US East Virginia, that is US East one. So in addition to it, I am using other distributions also. So that is a security group. You can create a new security group here. So I'll create a new security group. So maybe I'll name it as server 1, server 1, server 2, load balancer security group. I'll just copy the same, paste it here. So what is the rule? I want only HTTP request to be there. So I'll just give it as HTTP. From where it can be accessed from anywhere. So this is the inbound rule. Outbound rule, we are allowing everything to be open. For in, only 80 port is allowed. That's what we mean for this load base. So create a security group. Now just come back to the load balancer. Just refresh it. Now if you type S1, S2, you will get that load balancer thing. So this is, so default is also there, and this is a, usually default is not required. We need to create our own. So that is okay. Now HTTP 8. So what is the select group? So I need to create a target group. So that is which are the servers that are going to be considered by the load balancer. So these are the instances. You can go by instance, you can go by IP or Lambda services or Lambda functions also. I am taking instances. And here what is it? It's just a HTTP request port 80. So target name, that is nothing but server 1, server 2 load balancer. I'll give the same target group here. Health check, it's almost the same. I'll give next. So here I see the servers which are already running. So in this, which I want to choose. So I want to choose this server 1 and server 2. So both the servers, I want to group them into one group. So that is server 1 and server 2. Include as pending below. So now that server 1, server 2 comes into picture. So create target group. So that is done. Now come here. If you directly search, you will not find it. See, I give S1, you don't find it. So you have to refresh this. Then you type S1, S2 load balancer. There you get this. So once this is done, other things remains the same, no change. Create load balancer, I give. So now it is creating the load balancer. So view load balancer. So see, it is saying as provisioning. You need to wait for some more time when it becomes active. So till it becomes active. So we have given 6 zones and 2 servers to be connected in this load balance. So the thing until it gets activated. So what you will usually do when you are creating purchasing a domain name in GoDaddy or some other things, what you do, you give the IP address to which it needs to point, so that this is get enabled. For our case, what you have to do, instead of IP address, you need to give this DNS name. So this name becomes our server 1 and server 2, which is included here. Here you will not be giving IP, you will be giving this name as a directly as a IP address. For instead of IP, you will be giving this DNS name, so that it will get. So just you can copy this and paste it, but still it is not active. Wait for a minute. It should be active, then only it will start working. Just 1 minute. Yeah, now it is active. So I can just copy this, go here, paste it. See, now you get server 1. So I'm using load balancer DNS name. I get server 1. I'm just refreshing it, see what happens. Now it is changed to server 2, server 1, server 2. So this is how the load balancer works. So when the load balancer, when any request comes, it comes directly to the load balancer, and this load balancer directs to server 1 or server 2 based on the round ring system. That is how you will be configuring a load balancer. So the next question was how to make this scalable, auto scaling, so auto scale. So auto scaling can be done in different ways, that is based on the CPU usage. Now suddenly your CPU usage is going above 80% or 90%, then you want to create one more instance and use it. Yes, definitely you can use it. So what I have to do, go to the same EC2, just click on the same EC2. Now you can see that there is a auto scaling group here. Just click on this. Here create a auto scaling group. Maybe I will name it as same S1, S1, S2, load balancer auto scaling. Okay, I give something like this. Now here it will ask for me the template. What do you mean by a template? See, actually here we have created a server. In that server, we have installed Apache web server. In that Apache web server, we have changed this to server 1, right? So we have done some application. So like this, for any application, we will be having a running application in the system. So when we are auto scaling means what? Two systems are already having with a load balancer. Now this load is not enough. I mean, this too much of traffic is coming in, and these two servers are not able to serve it completely. So you want to create one more server. So to create one more server means you have to once again start the same, right? You need to take a EC2 instance. You have to choose what server it should be, what is the database it should be, what application you are running, what is the thing, everything you have to do it. So instead of that, what we will do, we will create a copy of this image. How can you create a copy of this image? So just go to EC2, open this in a new tab. So here you will see that instances running, right? Instances running. You can take any one instance. Maybe I'll take server 1 itself. And in actions, you will see that image and templates. Just click on this and give create image. So this is trying to create an image of this, that is a copy of this. So when you try to install something in your laptop, also when you're buying a new laptop and you are trying to install, what you will do, you will get a CD drive, right? CD disk, which is having the images of Windows where you just install. So same way, what you do, I'm creating a new instance here, new image instance. So I'll give it as server 1 copy. Just give it as server 1 copy. And let the description be remain the same, no change. So I'm just giving this, I'll give it as create image. So now an image is getting created. So it will take little bit of time. Okay, so meanwhile, coming here. So here you need to give a launch template. So for launch template, you should create a launch template. So click this. Here you can give it as server 1. Template. So description you can keep the same, no change needed. So here you will see my EMIs. So you have to click this. And here whatever you have created you will get it here, or you can browse also. So browse my EMIs. Here you can type it as S1. I think it will not, still it is not created. Let's check. Server 1 copy. So this is it. Server 1 copy. Okay, still it is pending, not yet completed. So it should be in the available mode for us to include this. Still it is in pending mode. Status is pending. So hope you got the idea, right? So what we mean here is, so we are taking a backup copy of the server 1 exactly, and we are creating an image out of it. So whenever the load, so when server 1 load is coming up to 50%, so it is coming, CPU is more than 50% or more than 80% of CPU is utilized, then it is much easily you can analyze that it has already reached 80%. So it will, because the traffic is still going to rise, it will go for 100% and will get stuck, or it will become a deadlock, or it will hang the system. In that case time, you create one more instance and add it with the load balancer, so that it starts running with the load balancer and goes on. So that is our objective here, right? So let this instance be ready, then only we will be able to do that. Yeah, now it is active. So it is a server 1 copy and it is active. So I'll just come to this place. So we just refresh here. So maybe the launch template, we will give it as server 1 launch template. Just copy the same to here also. Here my EMIs. Server 1 copy. This is what that we created. So server 1 copy I have taken here. So key pair use the existing, maybe I'll use it as server 1 itself. So here everything remains the same, and instance type, it is T2 micro only. I'll give this T2 micro itself. Key pair. So what it will do, it will take the image of this and load this in T2 micro. So storage, everything, let it be same. No change. Now create launch instance. Now that is done. Coming here, you can give it as a refresh. So S1 launch template, you get it. So default version, whatever it is, let it be. So now before going there, I'll show the instances also so that you will have an idea. So how it is automatically creating the instance. So here in instances, you can see that is totally 3 servers are in the running state. Server 1, server 2 and TT trainer docker 1, which is running here, right? So keep this in mind. Let's see what the difference it makes. So it comes here, we just give next. So I'm not changing anything here, just giving next. So available tone zones, let it be all. Giving next. So I want a load balancer to be also used here, which I have already created. So attach an existing load balancer so that I will call the load balancer only. Automatically it will serve within the different servers. So that is the idea here. So attach the load balancer. So here you can see that S1, S2 load balancer I'm attaching here. Health check always okay. I'm not changing anything here. In advanced settings, let it be okay. Additional settings. So here, what is the desired capacity? So desired capacity, what is it? Minimum capacity, how much minimum should be running? So if I say at least 2 servers should be running, what is the maximum? So if the load is coming to 80, automatically it will start creating a new server. If that is also coming to 80, again it will go and create a new server. So like this it goes on. So here I need to restrict it, right? So I have a budget and I can allow only till 5 servers. So I just give it as 5. So minimum capacity I'm saying it as 2. Then what it will do? It will create 2 servers immediately without asking me. So that's what I will show here. No, maybe I'll keep it as 1 itself. So 1 server it will create immediately because there is a cost involved. Anyway, this is for demonstration, right? So 1 server, maximum 5 capacity. Next I give next. That's it. Create auto scaling group. Yeah, so we have created this. Now we had that instances, right? Just I am refreshing here. So actually it is creating an instance because we said that minimum 1, right? It will come. Let's wait. Can you see here? A new instance has got added and it's here in the initializing. So we just refresh it. So automatically and auto scalable. So this is one. So one instance is minimum there and it is connected with the load balancer. Now maybe I'll connect this, connect. I think still the server is not up. Yeah, it is just creating this. It's in the initializing state. Let it be become active. Initializing. Maybe before that itself I'll show. I'll just refresh this. Still it is not up. So server 1, server 2, server 1, server. So I'm just refreshing it. So I get server 1, server 1, server 2, server 1, server 1, server 2. Did you get it? So 2 times it is showing me server 1. Why? The image that we created is actually a copy of server 1 and it is having that content, right? So that is the reason. Maybe I will change this once it has initialized. When this initializing is finished, I will go in and change the server name as server 3. I need to write that in that instance also, right? So that's why I'm waiting for it should become active. It's taking much longer time. No. Okay. So meanwhile, I'll just show you here. So see, I repeat here. So server 2, I'm refreshing it. Server 1, refreshed. Server 2, refreshed. Server 1, refreshed. Same server 1, server 2. That is because it is going in a ring technology, ring network, which is taking server 1, server 2 and server 3. Server 3 is nothing but the same server 1 copy, which is having inside that server 1 what is there? It is nothing but server 1 is the text there, right? So it is just exactly using the same and getting it. Hope you got the clarity, no? So how to create instances, how to create a load balancer and how to do this. Any doubts?